Hello friends, I'm King Link, and it's great to be back one more time. So, I'm here to recap the Humble Monthly Bundle for October 2019, and honestly, it's a good one this month. You have two great games in this bundle, BattleTech and Sonic Mania, and before we dive in, well, personal note, just reminding you to consider subscribing. It means a huge amount to me, so of course I'm going to bring it up. Now, already on the screen, we're seeing BattleTech, so let's start there. I'm going to be honest. When I first saw BattleTech, I wasn't sure what to make of it. I thought the preview was pretty positive, but I wasn't sold on it. Now I can say it's a great game. The graphics, they aren't amazing, but they are good for what the game is. Sometimes they're just average. Nothing really negative in the game, but it is lacking some major wow factor to it. Similarly, the story, at the beginning of BattleTech, it seems really solid, especially at the preview level, but it drops off right after the first 30 minutes. It does have interesting ideas and an interesting story, but because so much of the game is playing non-story missions, like you'll spend maybe 5 to 10 hours playing other missions, then come back to the story, it doesn't really feel like a major factor for this game, and it is a little bit flawed because of that. Not a negative of the game, just don't play this just for the story. Now, the gameplay, though, is where BattleTech is the strongest and brightest. It's a solid strategy game where you pit your mechs against your opponents. You actually have to build mechs, at least to do well you're going to, and the loadout system is easily my favorite place to spend time after I got used to it. But after you build them, you are going to have to field your lance, which is actually just 4 of your mechs, that's just the name of it, against enemies. Battlefield combat, as you're seeing, is really solid. It is turn-based, but it's based on your mech size, your characters, abilities. There's a whole turn order thing here that works well, and you can wait a turn to get better positions, but the ideas here work well with strategy. I do have a decent number of negatives on this game, very minor ones, but stuff like there's no simulator for loadout is a massive problem. Sometimes the game doesn't help you making decisions, like the difficulty levels are sometimes off, which mechs are best, but you know what? You're going to be spending a lot of time playing the game, practicing, and you're going to get a firm hand on it after, I'd say, at least 10 to 20 hours to get really comfortable and familiar with the system, but you'll have fun in the first 5 minutes. It's a good game. Now, the story missions, yeah, they get really hard fast as well, but that being said, all these negatives really don't hurt the game. It's still a blast to play it. It's worth it. I actually spent about 40 hours in the game itself. I think I'm up to almost 50 hours with recording footage, and you probably would need about double that, I'd say, to just complete the campaign the first time if you make minor mistakes. And then there's a career mode outside of that that's also there for you to play even more. There is actually DLC now part of Humble Bundle, so you get both DLCs that are already out. There's another one coming in the winter, but that's of course not included. And overall, I'd say BattleTech is a really solid game. Now, if you aren't sure, you can think about building loadouts in MechWarrior. That was a lot of fun to me. It is still fun here, and it's a big piece of this game. And at the same time, it's also a strategy game. I know it's not for everyone, but it works well for me and a lot of different people. If you like games like XCOM, Mutant Year Zero, or even Disgaea, the SRPG, this game works well. I think it's definitely worth the $12 if you like this type of game, and I actually gave this game a 4 out of 5. And up till last week, I thought that was all I was reviewing, and Humble pulled a last-minute game drop. So they announced BattleTech DLC, which is now included. Great to hear. And then they also announced another game, which kind of made me nervous, but the good news is I already have covered this game previously at the beginning of this year. It is Sonic Mania. If you have played this, I understand. Honestly, this was released in a Humble Bundle already for Sonic games, and I'm not sure how the rules here work, but however, Sonic Mania is absolutely amazing. If you haven't played this yet, or you're even curious about Sonic, especially because the new movie's coming out, I can't stand that thing, but check this game out. This is an old school Super NES and Genesis era platforming done amazingly well. It's actually even better than games from that generation because they have no memory limits to really use, and you're able to pretty much put whatever you want in a game now. You're also able to play as the original 3, Sonic, Tails, and of course Knuckles. And honestly, it's just great to go back to the original 3. I think those are the only 3 characters I really wanted to play as. Levels as well are amazing. I mean, graphics are amazing. Gameplay is amazing. This is easily one of the best games. I would actually put this in the top 4 Sonic games of all time, maybe even higher than that. I think it's even better than the original, though I admit I have not played Sonic CD, so it's up there with the original 3 Sonics in my book. It does have a bit of a remix feel to it, so you're going to feel like you've played some of these levels before, but it's done so well, and then remixed again, so you see new things with every level. There hasn't been a great Sonic game in a long time, but this one, like I said, amazing. I'm clearly a major fan. The entire game, though, is a throwback created by Christian Whitehead, if you don't know. He's a well-known Sonic fan. He actually was making some of the best Sonic ports, and now that he has his own game, we can see his talent. Let me just say, I want another Sonic Mania. I played Sonic Forces thinking I might review it. I just couldn't. Other Sonic games as well? No, trust me. This is the only Sonic game you probably need from the last maybe 8 years. I'd say going back to like Sonic Generations, that was the last good one. Like I said, Sonic Mania, superb. And if you don't have this one, it's worth the full price of $20. I would gladly pay that for this one. I actually bought the DLC, which is okay. I don't think it's necessary, but the main game is phenomenal. $12 plus more games is a great price just for this. And if you can't guess, I gave this one a firm 5 out of 5. This is absolutely what I expect from games. I was thrilled to talk about it again in this video, so check this one out. And that is, of course, Humble Monthly Bundle, October 2019's recap. All that's left is the recommendation. And is there a question? I mean, BattleTech is a solid game. A lot of hours you can play. Great gameplay. And, of course, Sonic Mania is incredible. I really can't praise it enough. It's the best Sonic game in 25 years, I'll say that. So, what about this bundle? Strong recommendation. How could it be anything else? These games are just fantastic. If you don't own either of these games, you're going to find something here worth the $12. And with that, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, consider subscribing. I appreciate that. That's what keeps me making these videos, so thank you very much. Like, dislike, comment. Tell me what you think of BattleTech or Sonic Mania if you already made an opinion. I actually want to see if people agree with my opinions or have an opposing opinion. Always great to hear. And I'll put both reviews up on my screen. Mania will be on the left. BattleTech will be on the right. And you can, of course, click either one to learn more. And until next time, I'm King Link. And thank you for watching.